Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop-boop-boo. How would you describe yourself?
I would say that I'm more of a passionate youth person.
Right.
Yeah, like a passionate youth representative.
You know, the work that you do extends further than the environment.
Yeah.
But is the environment your first love?
Yes. I started off with environment, so that's how I got involved. But this year that I'm doing more stuff with sustainable development, I want to go more into, like health and education, violence. Yeah.
Don't go into violence. But yes, I understand. In terms of how you did start, what was that? I hear that you started pretty young, seeing as you're only 15 now. So what was it like?
My mom, she organizes conferences for an environmental program for SPRED, and I started off really like maybe at the age of 7 or 6, and she used to take me to these conferences where I like set up little place cards, and that's how I learned about climate change and nature conservation. And from there, I just always knew that I wanted to do something.
So what was your first real project?
My first real project was when I started my environmental group. So we did like composting and recycling and carpooling. Those were our first 3 projects. Yeah, and then from there I entered a Tunzel competition for the United Nations Environmental Program. And then I got in and then went to a conference in Korea.
So what was your first conference like? I assume as a very young person you have to travel with a chaperone or somebody. Does that make it harder for you to work, or is it just a non-issue now that you've been doing it for many years?
Yeah, well, I first went, 11, I was 11 and I went with my principal. And the environment of the conference was very different because it was a children's conference, so we did more like field trips, and everything was quite watered down. Like all the information was quite simple for us to understand. So it was a very fun conference.
So in terms of it being watered down, did that bother you after a while, or do you think that it was good, particularly as you were just entering?
Yeah, I think it was good because if it wasn't simple, I wouldn't have gotten interested because I wouldn't understand.
So it's been, wow, if you started at 7, it's been about 8 years now. So now looking back, do you think that 7 is perhaps a good time to start involving kids, or do you think it should start earlier or later?
I think it was a good age. I think because when you're 7, you're looking for like something to do. You're looking for something to be passionate or interested about.
So not just ponies.
No.
Okay. So what's it like having to do school and all of this stuff at the same time? Because I assume it's still, classes may have not ended, or it might have just ended. What's it like trying to balance school and the work that you do now?
It's hard. It's quite an intense job, juggling everything. But when you love something, you never really look at it as work. So it's just like how, say, someone's juggling piano practice with school. It would be the same thing, juggling your hobbies with your academics.
Okay. So does that make it hard, for example, because you're coming up to 15 now,
Yeah.
so does it make it hard to balance, for example, peer expectations and so on? Do you have a group of friends where it's very different and they don't necessarily have pressures or all that kind of stuff? Say boys.
Yeah, my friends, they do have kind of more free time. I'll say free time. Yeah. So it's hard juggling that as well. So social, school, and environment stuff. But my friends they're really good. So like whenever they know I have a free day, they'll be like, let's go to the movies. So yeah, they're very supportive.
That's good. So are boys not yet on your radar?
No.
So
Busy.
too busy for that.
Yeah.
So in a perfect world, when you're much older, say you were looking for a partner, that partner, what would he or she, very open-minded here on FemVid, what would that person have to be like? Would they have to be interested in the environment, or would they just have to be supportive?
Supportive, just like a friend. I think your best friend would be supportive.
What's going on? So cute. Okay, so for anybody who might be passionate or interested in starting in boxing, whether it's in the environment or in any of the other areas that you're starting to get interested in, what would your sage words of advice be to those young people?
I would say don't be scared. Don't be scared when someone tells you that to kind of quiet down or to sit at the background and take notes. To always know that everybody's voices count.
Dum dum dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Subscribe. Subscribe. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Thank you for watching a FemVid.